What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode. In this video, I wanted to compare John boats to kayaks, kind of give you guys an unbiased opinion on which I think is better. Now, I've been fishing my entire life. I've been kayak fishing for over 10 years, and I've been fishing out of boats for most of my life, and I've recently got a John boat probably about 6 7 months ago. I absolutely love the thing. Don't understand why I haven't bought a John boat sooner, to be honest. But I love fishing from the John boat, and I still love fishing from kayaks, so I kind of just wanted to give my opinions on which I think is better and which I think is better for which situation and how they kind of compare. So, stay tuned. Okay, so kayak fishing has changed a lot. When I first started kayak fishing, they were basically just kayaks. There weren't anything too crazy. Sit-on tops were just starting to get popular, but they weren't anywhere near as stable as they are today. They weren't anywhere near as heavy as they are today. Nobody was putting motors on them. So completely different than what's going on today, which kind of makes this comparison a little different now. If I would have compared, John boat to kayak back then, it would have been not even close to this comparison. Because honestly, kayaks are becoming more and more like boats. I mean, they're getting bigger, they're getting wider, they're getting more stable, they're getting heavier. People are putting motors on them. So it's almost getting kind of weird. Like, you might as well just get a John boat in certain situations. Now, what is awesome about a kayak is you can literally launch anywhere. You can take the kayak, you can put it anywhere. That is getting more challenging with some of these bigger boats, but you can still find pretty stable kayaks that aren't quite as heavy as some of the other ones. So if we're just talking about like a normal kayak, you can launch anywhere you want. Some of these bigger kayaks, now you're having to start trailering. So now if I'm going to compare like a tournament kayak to a John boat, I'd honestly much rather have the John boat, because even though these newer kayaks are big, you can only put so much horsepower on the back of them. You're really pretty much only going to be getting displacement speeds no matter what you do. So you're not going to be moving that fast. My John boat has a 9.9 on it, and with that little 9.9, with just me in the boat, I can hit 22.5 mile per hour. Aren't many kayaks that you're going to be able to get to go 22.5 mile per hour. Now, I do have a little 2.5 horse that I put on my kayak, but it's still getting like displacement speeds right around like 8-9 mile per hour. Now, but like for ponds and small lakes, I'd probably rather be in the kayak. It's just easier. You can throw it in real quick. You don't have to really worry about anything. You don't have to worry about any of the motors or anything like that. If you want to put a motor on it, you can, but it's really not necessary for a small body of water. Taking the John boat, even though it's not that big of a boat, it's a 14-foot boat, but I got the motor off the back. I'll probably have to take it off. I got, all the stuff that I got the trailer to deal with. A lot of those smaller bodies of water don't even have boat ramps. So in that situation, I'd rather have the kayak, but honestly, I could still pretty much launch my John boat anywhere if I really wanted to. And like I said, if you're gonna have like a Hobie PA14, it's almost just a pain in the ass. If you have one of those bigger boats, it's almost just a pain in the ass. So I don't know. I'm gonna say for ponds, small lakes, kayak's definitely my choice. If I'm gonna fish like a small body of water under, let's say, 60 acres, I'd rather have my kayak. Big body of water, when I say big, I don't mean like huge, I don't mean like Lake Erie, but I'm saying like anything from like 300 acres, up to like a couple thousand acres. I'd much rather have my John boat. I'm just gonna be able to cover more water. I'm gonna be able to fish it more efficiently. And I would just rather be in the John boat. As far as being comfortable, I would say John boat's gonna still be more comfortable because you can actually stand better. Like, you can stand in a kayak, but you can't really like walk around, move around. In my John boat, I'm 260 pounds. I can move around. A lot of kayaks you can too, but it's just, I don't know, it's just, you got more range of motion. You can move around more in a John boat. As far as just like pure fun, like hooking into like a giant fish, both of these vessels are pretty small, so anything big is fun in either one, but gonna have to like go with the kayak on this one. Just, I've gone fishing for stripers and muskie and all kind of crazy stuff from a kayak, and it's just something, I don't know. You're sitting in that little seat and you're fighting these giant fish, and they could roll you if you don't have your drag set right when they're next to the kayak. It's just a rush. It's a lot of fun. I have more fun catching fish out of a kayak, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. The reason this comparison is so interesting now, though, is like I said, because of how the kayaks keep getting bigger and wider and heavier. My John boat weighs 160 pounds dry, and there are kayaks now that weigh 130, 140 pounds dry. So it's like almost the same weight. It's not... You might as well just get the boat. Like, you might as well get the John boat. I have one kayak right now. I've sold a bunch of my kayaks. I have a Johnny Bass 100, which is kind of technically a hybrid, which is what most kayaks are nowadays, though, anyway. That kayak was $8.99 new. My John boat is like $9.49 brand new, so almost the same price. Then the motor I got for my John boat, I paid $1,400 for, which wasn't new, but it was in good shape. It's a Mercury 4-stroke 9.9. And if you wanted to do like a crazy like Torpedo or something to get closer to the speed, I mean, it's gonna be costing about the same. Like if you're on the kayak, I mean, like if you want to get like a Torpedo for the kayak, one of those crazy electric motors that like rip, I mean, you're looking around the same cost. Like, you're almost paying the same. And my kayak's one of the cheaper ones. Like, you look into like a Hobie PA14, you're paying way more than you are for a John boat, and you still got a trailer of the thing. I don't know. Kayak fishing is kind of just, it's almost over-evolved at this point. If I get another boat, like I'm probably gonna hold on to my Johnny Bass for a while. If I ever get another boat, it's probably gonna be something small that I can just throw in the truck bed, because that to me is where kayaks really shine. When you can just throw them in the back of your truck bed or throw them on top of your car on your roof rack and just go, just throw it in wherever you want to, like on the side of the road. That is where kayaks, to me, will always outperform just about anything. Because like I said, technically I could strip my John boat down, throw it in the truck bed, and carry the motor like in the back of the truck, and then get there and then push it in and put the motor on. Pain in the ass though, like you don't want to do all that. In that situation, that is where kayaks are always going to outshine. But as we move further and further away from traditional kayaks, or from just like even the lighter sit-on tops and stuff, that's getting even harder to do with kayaks. So it's getting kind of silly. All these kayaks are just turning into little plastic bass boats. And I think if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for a little tiny bass boat, you want to get a kayak, you want to put a motor on it. If you want to get one of these really wide, really stable, really heavy kayaks, and you end up wanting to put a motor on it, and you want to put a trolling motor off the front, I think you should just go with a John boat if that's what you're looking for. Now, if you just want something that you're gonna throw in the truck bed, take it to the ponds, fish farm ponds, fish small lakes, maybe a little state park lake, stuff like that, I would probably tell you to lean toward just getting one of the smaller kayaks. I mean, like a 12, 13 foot sit on top. Everybody makes one at this point. I mean, you can literally every brand. The Johnny Bass isn't bad. It's pretty light. I can throw it, you know, in the back of my truck bed and stuff, but even it's kind of heavy. So, and there's definitely lighter kayaks out there, like one of the smaller Bonafides, or the New Canoe Flint, or the Jackson Bite. I mean, there's all kind of smaller boats out there still, but not many people are using them. It's like everyone's kind of going towards the big boat with the motor. And like I said, if you're going to be doing that, I think you need to go to a John boat. If you want to just do like traditional kayak fishing, get one of the smaller boats you can throw in your truck bed and go hit these hard to reach places, because that's another thing where kayaks excel, is getting it out to where nobody else can really get to. John boats run pretty shallow. You can definitely get a John boat into some tight stuff, but it's going to be easier to get the kayak out there. So yeah, as far as cost at this point, it's cheaper to buy a John boat. I mean, especially if you're not going to be buying like a gas motor or anything like that. If you're just using electric motors, it's cheaper to buy a John boat at this point for the most part. Even kayak trailers are more expensive than what you can find John boat trailers for. So which do I think is better? I don't know. Since I've got my John boat, I've really been wondering why I hadn't got one sooner, because I absolutely love it. It's great. You can fish it small. You can fish small water. You can fish bigger water. I love it. It's a little more comfortable. Got way more speed. It's just a blast. But I will always love kayak fishing. I think there's a place for both. I don't really like the way the kayak fishing's kind of going. It's going, like I said, it's pretty soon they're just going to be plastic bass boats. At heart, I'm just a true angler, and I will fish any way I need to. Fish from any vessel, whatever I got to do that makes the most sense to fish that body of water. That's what I'm going to do. So I always kayak fish. I'm always going to be fishing from shore, and I'm always going to be using a John boat. Probably going to be getting a bigger boat in the near future. Right now, I'm going to say kayaks and John boats are honestly kind of equal. And I'll tell you one thing, I had no idea that there was a John boat community as big as there is. It's almost just like kayak fishing. There's like this giant community of people that fish from John boats, and I had no idea it even existed. But alright guys, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time.